Today, I'm excited to share something really special with you. We're going to explore the 10 money tips that helped me become a millionaire by the age of 30. Now, I want you to know that this wasn't an overnight success story. It took time, effort, and yes, a sprinkle of sacrifice. But these tips made such a wonderful difference in my life, and I truly believe they can help you too. My name is William, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you're interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this video was helpful. So, let's dive in with open hearts and minds. The flip-flop 50-30-20 rule. The first little secret that really kick-started my journey is what I lovingly call the flip-flop 50-30-20 rule. You might have heard of the standard 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings. Well, I gave it a little twist. I lived by a 50-20-30 rule. 50% for savings and investments, 20% for needs, and 30% for wants. I know it sounds a bit wild, but hear me out. This wasn't always easy. I had to get creative, sharing an apartment with wonderful roommates, cooking delicious meals at home, and finding joy in free activities. But you know what? It was kind of fun, like a game. The magic of this tip is that it supercharged my savings. When you're young, time is your best friend in building wealth. The compound interest on that 50% is what really planted the seeds for my financial garden to grow. 2. The side passion. Snowball. Next up is what I call the side passion snowball. I didn't just rely on my day job. I started small, doing some freelance writing on the weekends. As I improved and built relationships with clients, I expanded into social media management, then into creating and selling online courses about topics I loved. Here's the sweet part. I treated every penny from these side passions as a little seed. I planted it straight into my investments. It started small, just a few $100s a month. But like a snowball rolling down a hill, it grew and grew. This tip isn't just about making extra money. It's about nurturing multiple streams of income and watching them blossom. 3. The invisible raise. The third little gem is what I like to call the invisible raise. Every time I was blessed with a raise at work, I pretended it was our little secret. If I got a 5% raise, I quietly adjusted my automatic transfers to nurture my investment accounts with that entire 5%. This works wonders because it keeps your lifestyle humble and content. Many people get a raise and immediately treat themselves to upgrades. While there's nothing wrong with that, I found joy in keeping things simple. The beauty of this tip is that you don't feel like you're giving anything up. You're already comfortable with your current lifestyle, so you don't miss the extra money. But all the while, your wealth is growing like a beautiful garden in the background. 4. The $5 mindfulness practice. This next one might seem small, but it's like planting wildflower seeds. They multiply quickly. I call it the $5 mindfulness practice. Whenever I was about to buy something that wasn't essential, maybe a fancy coffee or a new gadget, I'd take a moment and ask myself, do I really need this to be happy? If the answer was no, I'd skip it. Instead, I'd take that money and immediately give it a new purpose in my investment account, even if it was just $5. Now, $5 might not sound like much, but sprinkle these $5 seeds a few times a day, every day, for years. You end up with a flourishing garden of savings. And remember, that garden is always growing with compound interest. This practice isn't just about saving money. It's about being mindful of our choices and finding joy in simplicity. 5. The daily learning blooms. Number 5 is what I call the daily learning blooms. I made it a delightful habit to nurture my financial knowledge every single day. Whether it was cuddling up with a good book, listening to a podcast during my commute, or watching videos like this one, I spent at least 30 minutes a day learning about personal finance and investing. This might not sound like a typical money tip, but let me tell you, the fruits of this labor were absolutely amazing. The more I learned, the wiser my decisions became. I avoided costly mistakes, discovered exciting new opportunities, and found ways to optimize my finances that I never would have imagined. Knowledge truly is a beautiful thing when it comes to growing wealth. And just like compound interest, the effects of daily learning blossom over time. 6. The peaceful automation flow. Next up is The peaceful automation flow. I automated everything I possibly could in my financial life. Bills, savings, investments. If it could be automated, I set it up with love and let it flow. This tip works like a gentle stream, always moving in the right direction. First, it ensures that you're consistently nurturing your savings and investments, even when life gets busy or you're tempted to spend. Second, it takes away the need for constant decision-making. Your money just naturally flows where it needs to go. I even took this a step further by setting up automatic increases. Every 3 months, my automatic savings would grow by 1%. It was so small I barely noticed, but over time it was like watching a sapling grow into a mighty oak. 7. The joyful lifestyle design. Number 7 is what I call the joyful lifestyle design. Instead of chasing more income to fit a certain lifestyle, I designed my lifestyle to align with my financial goals and personal values. I took time to reflect on what truly brought me joy. Not what society said should make me happy, but what genuinely filled my heart with contentment. I discovered that a lot of it was free or low cost, cherishing time with loved ones, losing myself in a good book, connecting with nature on hikes, learning new skills. By consciously designing my lifestyle around these values, I found myself happier than ever while keeping my expenses low. This freed up more resources for saving and investing, without ever feeling like I was missing out on life's pleasures. 8. The gentle negotiation. Dance number 8 is mastering the gentle negotiation dance. I made it a loving practice to negotiate many aspects of my financial life. Salary, rent, bills. I approached each conversation with respect and openness. This wasn't always easy. As an introvert, I had to gradually step out of my comfort zone. But the results were so worth it. Even small victories, like saving $10 a month on my phone bill, added up beautifully over time. The most significant bloom was in salary negotiations. By doing my research, understanding my worth, and gracefully asking for more, I was able to grow my salary much faster than if I had just accepted the standard raises. Remember, every dollar you save or earn through kind negotiation is a dollar that can be nurtured and grown. 9. The tax wisdom garden. Number 9 is what I call the tax wisdom garden. I dedicated time to understanding tax laws and using them to nurture my financial growth. I maximized my contributions to tax-advantaged accounts like 401ks and IRAs. I learned about tax loss harvesting. I kept careful records of all possible deductions. This tip is all about keeping more of what you earn, allowing your financial garden to flourish. By reducing my tax burden, I was able to invest more. And over time, the difference was truly beautiful. A gentle reminder, tax laws can be complex and change often. Always consult with a tax professional to ensure you're following all the guidelines. 10. The Millionaire Kindness Mantra. The final one, and perhaps the most heartwarming one, is what I call the Millionaire Kindness Mantra. Every morning, I would look in the mirror and say with a smile, I make financial decisions today that nurture my future millionaire self and allow me to spread more kindness in the world. This tip is all about cultivating a positive mindset. It's about seeing yourself as someone who is worthy and capable of financial abundance. It's about making decisions not for short-term pleasure, but for long-term wealth that can benefit both you and others. This mantra helped me stay focused on my goals, even when the journey had its challenges. It reminded me why I was making certain choices and helped me resist temptations that could have led me astray. And there you have it, my friends. The 10 money tips that helped me become a millionaire by 30. I want to be clear. These aren't get-rich-quick secrets. They require patience, consistency, and self-love. And remember, personal finance is just that, personal. What worked for me might need some adjusting to fit perfectly in your life. But I believe the heart of these tips can bring abundance to anyone's financial journey.